almost a year, I think. What's good, good dear? Hey, Darkwood, how are you? You're quite productive cleaning, going to the store, and running errands, and now watching and playing video games. Well done, Daniel. That sounds like a really good day, a very productive day. Not every day has to be that productive, but good for you. All right, I'm going to take the rest of the rosemary and cut it up in here. I want flavorful cookies. These will be flavorful for sure. Now I'm totally second guessing myself as I'm peeling these off. That's okay. I haven't given the neighbors the cookies from yesterday yet. They keep a later schedule than I do, so I'll try and drop them off tonight. But I'm still going to have to deliver them with the warning, like, there's a little something. I think actually a part of it's the nutmeg, and I'm just super aware of nutmeg. But part of it definitely is smoky from the bacon, so bacon grease. I don't want to cut my finger. That would not be super delicious. I feel. Any vampires in the stream? The big piece went in. That's okay. Okay. Making myself nervous now. So I'm just going to add that little bit and stir a little more. Then we'll get to sugar. I wonder what other flavor would go with rosemary. Orange zest, maybe. Ooh, I have oranges. Should I put orange zest in it? Rosemary, orange. Is that a weird combo? I feel like I'd like it. Pork chops, yes. Pork chops do go well with rosemary. You're confused why there's so many stories about vampires in Europe but not Africa, then you remember the vampires are killed by holy water. May bless the rains down in Africa. Oh man, that was so funny. So good. I love that song too. There's a Christmas carol by a group called Straight No Chaser, and it's the 12 Days of Christmas, but it basically ends, they go through a bunch of different stuff and it ends with that song with part of the 12 Days of Christmas in it, and it cracks me up every time I hear it. Every time. All right, I think I'll put some orange zest in too. We'll play with a little flavor. I'm going to take these tiny rosemary bits and put them in a little container for now. I'll put them in something later. Who knows what? I don't know what we're having for dinner. The first time you heard that joke, you didn't get it. You didn't realize those were the song lyrics? Oh. Yup. Well, I mean, and a lot of times I gloss over some of the words. If I feel like I have the like the basic idea, like the gist of the song, I won't listen to every single lyric, or I'll wait until I can read them. Because as we know from listening to lots of things, you can get it really wrong and it still sounds fine. So there are plenty of songs I don't know all of the lyrics to, but I think I know most of them. It's always a fun surprise, like, oh, that's not what that says at all. All right, so these are Cara oranges, which I think are just a different kind of navel orange because they have the navel in them, but they're nice and fresh. Just don't listen to music? Sounds fine. I've been listening to a lot of instrumental stuff while I try to write, so that's been good. I do that a lot of times when I'm programming too, because I don't want to have to let part of my brain process and try and figure out what the words are, so I just don't. I do not need the zest of the entire orange, but I want to make sure I get enough. It's about a third. We'll call it enough. There we go. This is with 1 stick of butter. This is what my recipe calls 2/3 of a batch, but I like the compartmentalization maybe of the ingredients where it's a stick of butter. I don't have to cut a stick of butter in half. I don't have to do anything other than have 113 grams of butter already in a paper wrapper. So it's not going to make much, which is fine. Hence the tiny bowl. But hopefully big flavor. See if we can smell it. Smells like plastic bowl. The other thing I could have done was crush the orange zest and the rosemary with the sugar, like pestled it, like I have. I have the equipment to do that, but the fat also works to extract it, so it'll be in there. The flavor will be good. 50 grams of sugar, which is 1/4 cup for people who like that kind of thing. One más. There we go. 1 more gram. Cool. All right. Reminded you, you're burning your fresh baked bread candle. Ah, amazing. I do want to make yeast breads and things with the home ground flour. So I think that'll probably be coming up soon. That smell is just the best though, right? Never found a plastic bowl scented candle for a reason. It's not that great. However, what's in it will be fine. This is one of my set of new plastic bowls from when my very old yellow melamine bowl finally broke. So they're not melamine, they're just plastic, but they can go through the dishwasher, which is really important in my lifestyle. So, not necessarily true. I hand wash plenty, but there are some things I use so often that it's nice to be able to throw them in the dishwasher. Rosemary's Baby, let's hope not. Rosemary Shortbread. Should I change the title? Rosemary Orange? I should. We'll be legit. Rosemary Orange Shortbread with home ground flour. Fresh bread candle. Yankee candle? Stinky candle? Really? How funny. $13 for how big? 4 ounces. I've noticed that people are making all these amazing, there's a bacon one, all these amazing smells of candles, but they're $30, $40, $50 for this little thing. I'm like, it's not perfume. It's not worth it. Not the perfume is often that worth it either. But that's okay. Tibbs, how are you? How's the missus? How are things going? I'm just going to keep mushing this for a while. 1, it's soothing. 2, it's useful. 3, I got nothing but time. It isn't super strong scented. That is nice though, because if you have sensitivities, there are some candles that I can like burn and leave the room, and then blow it out and leave the room until everything's like just the lingering bits left, and then I can handle it. Otherwise it's too strong and my sinuses get very angry. So that's nice that it isn't super strong scented, but it is, as long as it is good. But then I'd be hungry. My friend, a long time ago, went to my friend's house and I kept smelling cake, and I'm like, she's baking a cake and it's been in there for a long time. It was a candle. She did not have a cake. I was disappointed. Because I mean, if you have people over and you just happen to be baking a cake, obviously you're going to get the cake out of the oven at some point and offer it to your guests. That's how it should work. Usual incense is a block of compressed cedar sawdust, which is quite strong. I love the smell of cedar. I'm allergic to the cedar pollen, as are many people in my state. It's a thing that we know. But the wood itself is super, super nice. We can even like burn it in the fireplace without too much problem. I like the piney scents, like the woodsy scents like that. That's usually very soothing. All right, so this is our flour that I ground. Most of it I ground earlier today. Some of it was left over from yesterday. So I only ground like 120 grams. So there's about, I didn't mark it this time. I think it's like 8% loss. Yeah, 8% loss by weight, just because the hopper keeps some in it. So I'm gonna try and only grind as much as I need by weight every time. And I will learn how well that works, right? This recipe is perfect for experimenting because I make shortbread a lot and it's only got 3 ingredients plus the flavorings. So it's gonna be really obvious if something's off. And then I'll be able to attribute that to the flour and adjust as necessary. And I'm gonna just be real extra about it and put the flour back in the fridge. Which reminds me, I have to make dinner at some point. What are you all having for dinner? Do you know yet? Give me some ideas. Tell me what you're doing. I'll see if I can copy you. I'm actually going to let the dough chill. I'll roll it out and let it chill before I bake it, just for best case scenario, right? I don't always make it into the fridge with this one. You had chicken rice and broccoli. That sounds really good. Like casserole or just in a bowl? We had all the broccoli yesterday. Irish was challenging Momo to eat her broccoli, right? I roasted it. And she's like, it's super gross. He goes, do you want the part without the flowers? And she's like, that'd be so much better. So I had one of those stems left. So he gets out a stem and he goes, is this better? And she started to crunch on it. And I was like, I guess it's like an apple, consistency wise. And she likes apples. And so she was eating the broccoli stem. Hey y'all, give me a sec. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you can. So weird. The receiver turned off. Yeah, now we go. Okay. Huh? Wow. I didn't touch it. It managed to turn itself off. Fantastic. Sound is overrated. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that. No, it's true. And good to see that you're still around, Max. Tell me how you've been, if you're up to it. If not, don't. But, you know, I like to hear. I like to know how my people are doing. Anyway, my point was I was waiting for that call for a while, so I needed to take it, and I appreciate your patience. It was like a silent film.
Everything is fine.
I was like,
nothing is ruined.
very emotive in my face. No, I'm always like that. I always feel like that. You can tell what I'm thinking just by how I look. Actually, you can't, because I have resting sad face. I've been told. Thankfully, not RBF, so I'm grateful for that. I did want to know about what Darkwood said. A video of a chick eating live spiders. A human chick or a chicken chick? Oh, I would imagine they would tickle and be like little hairs in your mouth, which not that many people enjoy. So, but I'm sure some do. There's a rule about it on the internet. You've not been great,
That's
but
what she said.
Cooking streams cheer you up, right? I'll just turn off the sound and I'll get a black and white filter, and you can just watch me for as long as you need. I could put an apron on and then I'd feel very old-timey. Flat spin, thanks. She eats all kinds of crazy stuff. That's pretty crazy. But that's okay. All right, wax paper. And my 10 mil bumpers. I always have to double check because I don't always trust myself to remember. I rarely trust myself to remember things, let's put it that way. So these are still my 10 mil ones. Yes, everything's good. You're not eating insects? I would totally eat crickets. They make a cricket powder, right? Still haven't got it. Will someday, eventually. Lots of cultures eat insects and grasshoppers. By lots, I mean the one that I know of, but whatever, probably more than one. 9. No, come on. Your wife tried to get you to watch her eating that insect cooking stream. Max, you're brilliant. I would have viewers like a lot because it'd be a weird thing. Not sure I would find that to be my jam. It's kind of hard to be the shining light, encouraging, happy place when people are just there to see me do weird stuff, right? I'm gonna do weird stuff in my private time. Somebody play That's What She Said. Didn't think about it until I said it, of course. You'll stick to cow. A cow is delicious. Cow is delicious. Okay. So it's a little dry. I'm gonna work it with my hands for a minute, see if we can get all of the flour incorporated. And at this point, it does feel very much like a whole wheat grain. Like it's got the little bits in it. It has those, you know, different textures. You know, some are super fine like AP, some are much thicker like wheat. And it is wheat, so there's a reason for that. And I'm not going to say like, this is the only way I'm going to bake from now on because it's way healthier. Yes, it's supposed to be quite a bit healthier. Yes, it's less processed. It's less artificial. If it becomes detrimental to my baking, I'll find ways to balance it. I'll find what this stuff works for. So hopefully it will work for anything that I can, you know, substitute it for. But if not, we'll figure it out. Like right now, it should be much more yellow and it's more brown. And I'm assuming that's 100% the bran, the seed coat, that is causing that, because when you look at wheat bran, it is just little brown flakes, as we have seen on my prior streams when I was talking about sawdust, because that's basically what wheat bran tastes and feels like when you bake with it by itself, or when you use it. You don't bake with it by itself, but you use it in stuff to bake. All right, so we'll roll it out. Definitely rustic. We're going with the rustic because it's got big chunks of rosemary and orange peel, and it has zest, and it has the whole wheat in it. All right, so refrigerator time. There we go. Do I own or consider it? Oh, Zorro, yes, I just got one for Christmas. I'll show it to you. Hang on. But that is the whole wheat thins. I could make wheat thins with them, absolutely. I did make those almond flour crackers. I could probably use the same idea for proper whole wheat thins. So Zorro, this is in a bag because it's got dust, flour dust in it, and little bits in it. This is the KitchenAid grain mill. Irish got it for me for Christmas. Goes right on the front of my KitchenAid, which means it's a lot cheaper than buying a standalone mill, because you have to pay for like the motor and stuff, and I've already got the KitchenAid with the motor. Had it for decades, and it is a good machine. So I bought wheat berries, soft white wheat berries off of Amazon, and I'm playing with them, experimenting. Although you're gonna have to have an ASMR moment, because I found my candied lemon peel. It does look like worms, doesn't it? It's not, I promise. I would eat worms if they were candied, probably. But I had to have a little piece of candied lemon peel because it is so good and it makes me feel happy. So good. Zora, you have several other KitchenAid attachments. Excellent. Which ones do you like the best? I have the ice cream maker. I don't use it very often. We were talking about sorbet though a while ago. It's great for that. Using freshly milled and unsifted flour makes bread good for you. Yeah. I'm hoping to make things better for me, but at the same time, if they are not functional in my recipes, I'm not gonna use them for that. Cake flour is generally the best for cake, but I want to see how far I can push it. And so it's only the third day of using freshly milled flour in stuff that I would normally make. So it's very exciting. We also have the pasta roller set for the KitchenAid. Irish bought it. Irish went to a work event, so it tells you how long ago it was. And they made fresh pasta. And he was like, it was amazing, we should do that. And I was like, I can make fresh pasta dough. So we bought the rollers and we used them like 3 or 4 times. And we have it for a couple years. Partly because pasta's not my favorite in general. Part of that's because it's so processed, you know? So if I was making pasta, we probably would do it a little bit more. So I might have to get that out. You just bought a pasta machine flat. Nice. What are you going to plan to make first or second, or what's going on with that? It definitely changes the texture. We cannot use store-bought bread anymore. I get that, Zara. Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have a favorite recipe for your homemade whole wheat bread? I would love to learn from what you've already experienced. Ramen? You can make ramen with a pasta machine? Oh, because you make the noodles, then what do? Dry them and fry them? Tell me how. I had ramen for lunch. It was from a packet, so... Man, if I could make ramen, I'd be a superhero. Strange things are afoot in the pantry. Something's gonna fall over. Let's put a timer on so that I actually get the dough out of the fridge in 8 minutes. Then we will lay our cat butts out. That was harder to say than it should have been. Sounded like I was saying something I maybe shouldn't have. All right, let's wash the zester. Kitchen ASMR. Always lovely, right? Whoops. That wasn't as lovely. All right, I will need my rolling pin again, so I better... Cat butts, y'all don't know? I got this cookie cutter for Christmas. For my big kiddo who loves to make gag gifts, buy gag gifts. So I looked at it for a good 3 seconds, and then I said, oh, she goes, yeah, it's the back of a cat. Sunrise flour mill. Ooh, let's look at this. Hey, Hammer, how are you? Crunching bacon ASMR. I could do a bacon stream. I've done it before. You should put your finger in. I was going to put a chocolate chip there. Isn't that horrible? I don't think the chocolate chip would go very well with rosemary orange. We could try it, though. But Tibbs, yeah, I was thinking, oh, you know what the other thing I could do is? Oh, this drawer is giving me pain right now. My gel colors keep popping up. Here's what we can do. We'll just get a star tip out. Zora, you don't have a specific recipe, but look up no-knead artisan bread. Make the dough once and keep it in the fridge. Use it and add flour when needed. Tell me more. That's fantastic. I'm going to write it down because I've made a super great habit of not watching my VODs anymore and not making clips anymore because it was too much for me and I couldn't handle it. I'll probably get back to it again at some point, but which is why all my VODs from last year are offline because I told them to shut up. But I will absolutely make a note, assuming I can. This pen does not have a thing in it. This pen does not have a thing in it. And by that I mean it doesn't have a pen in it. How you doing, Hammer? How are things? You bake it in a cast iron Dutch oven. It's so easy you wouldn't believe. Learned it all from your wife. She is the true master. Give my regards to Mr. Zorro. True Master Zorro, I don't know. However you want to do that. All right. Noted. Thank you so much. All right. Back to serious business. The seriousest. Oh, that's a good candidate. See that star tip? Put it right in there. Right about there. I'm childish. You knew. You knew when you came in, didn't you? If you didn't, I'm so sorry. Now you know.
That's what she said.
Thanks, Flat. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm trying to stack them vaguely based on their function and shape, so there we go. Oh wait, did I click on the flour mill that you sent, Flat? I don't want to code. I want to look at a website. I must do sass me. Heritage wheat, very nice. Best pancake mix on. Very nice indeed. Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined.
Truth. Truth more often than not, huh? So, Theater Tech says with a pregnant pause. Hated that phrase. So buttons, exactly. Nice one, Flat. Yes, news for us. What's up, Theater Tech? Pregnant pause, that would be very difficult. How does that work? I love y'all for that. We can just make puns. I can say stupid things and you can make puns and we can be goofy and make cat butts. What is best in life? It's possible. Yes, yes, I am standing. Thank you so much. I should just take my watch off. Like, for streams. And I did for a minute there, and then I forgot about that. That's all right. People are chatting. Hi. Okay. That's my notes that I need for a minute. I know. I already told her what it was, though, so I got in trouble for writing on the wrong thing. You're tired of appliances telling you what to do, right? That robot would tell me what to do. She does. She's like, hey, you should follow this person. I'm like, shh, don't tell me. Don't boss me. Impossible, Daniel. Awesome. Irish and the kiddo are going to go round the block and take a walk and get a stretch break. So that's lovely. Front door is open. Front door is closed. You need a robot, an iRobot vacuum? Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I know people who have the Roombas and stuff. Wait, is the iRobot? I thought the iRobot was from a movie. You hate vacuuming. They're a little bit sus though. Like, they'll like go and do the weirdest patterns. It doesn't make sense, like switch back. It's just like over there and does something, and then it comes over here and it skips the whole thing, and then it plays a song, and then it goes home and it makes a horrible noise, and then it comes back out. It's uncomfortable for me. So I don't know. I don't love vacuuming, but I don't hate it enough to get a robot yet. If you're on Thursday UK time, 8:30 p.m., the cast and crew for Broadway Bound will be doing a collection for the Trevor Project. Awesome. You had mentioned something like that. That is fantastic. How delightful. iRobot is a movie with Will Smith, right? Is that what I'm thinking of? Am I thinking of something else? That actor you used to like, and then you didn't like him anymore. Oh, there's Hammer. Hey, good. I'm glad you're doing well. Either you're lagging or I'm lagging, or brains or computers or both. So it's all good. Nine. No mas. All right, this orange should go back in here. It's gonna get all crusty on that side, but I'll just eat it tomorrow. How much time do we have left? 14 seconds. I have to go back into the fridge and get out our dough. See how we do with our dough. I wonder if I can make whole grain croissants. Oh, wrestling a Tucker, sweet baby. Is it his nappy time? Or, oh, okay. I did that off screen, which, so I cut it and then I pulled it out and his tail came out and his butt stuck. So, take two. We're gonna do it. Let's see if it'll, I want it to stay now. All stay or all come out. If I do it this way, then I can flip it over off of the wax paper and it should, I know you're hungry. Hey, Bustin', how are you? Flatspin, they have a sourdough starter. Oh, nice. I am doing shortbread theater tech, but wrong, of course. I'm not gonna dock the cat butts. He's just being a monster. Oh. And babies are fun. I mean, for a certain value of fun, but hey. Working and lurking. It is nice to see you again too, Bustin'. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna flip this over on itself to peel off. So what that tells me, like I can't see the outlines at all, is that it didn't cut all the way through the dough. That's not wonderful. All right, but we have a passable cat butt. Let's try it again. This dough is super delicate. Like, shortbread's always delicate, but this is way more. Although I think the tail part is probably the actual issue. Okay. We'll lay those down. And then we'll see how the star tip. Not exactly how I wanted, but hey. We'll try some techniques. I'm literally putting buttholes on cats. I don't know why they don't require me to have 18 plus, right? Don't go in there. You know that if there are any kids on here, though, they're probably laughing their cat butts off. Starfish. I know, right? Gotta clean up after that. I was like, where's my rolling pin? It's literally right here. Let's make some more buttholes on cats. So buttholes on buttholes, exactly, Smolin. I was going to say something, but it's got swears in it, so I can't. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you, Smola? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Okay. Trying to push it all the way through the dough this time. Oh, hey, preheating the oven would be a really good idea. 325 for 18, yeah? Yep. Doing all right, trying to remember how to survive a workday after your 2-week Christmas vacation. Yeah, for sure. Wait, I can't just go take a nap.
Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined.
Hey, JP, good to see you. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined, although I'm actively working on maybe ruining somebody's appetite. Gosh, this dough is falling apart so much. But, haha, get it? Because it's a cat butt. Anteater Butters, hello. Thank you for the chat. How are you doing? The struggle is real flat. Everybody who had to go back to work this week, I'm so sorry. It will be okay, probably. Sprinkles for kitty litter. Oh my gosh, like right on the bottoms of the feet, right? Like they've just walked out of the litter box. I could definitely do that. How are you, Anteaters? I love the Happy New Year emoji. Thank you so much. Tell me how you're doing. Daniel, you have to get that sensor noise they used to bleep out. Exactly. I should, actually. I should just, yeah, that would be really smart. T-Swift Bodyguard, hello. Welcome in. How you doing? Did I say thank you for the follow? I meant to say the whole thing. Like, thank you for the follow and everything, and maybe I didn't because I'm real focused on ridiculous cookies right now. But doing good. Just got done with lunch. Chicken tacos. Yes, let's go. So nice. Good for you. I like tacos. Quesadillas are easier though. All right, put some butts on cats. Does this make me a terrible person? Maybe so. You should be good and stay home and have a Caesar salad with that leftover pork loin, but you really want pizza. Pizza is delicious, except if you don't like it. And there are a few people here I think who do not, but in general, pizza's the best. I do love a thin crust though. And not everybody agrees with me, which is fine, because we can be different and still be friends. But, no pun intended this time. It's got cheese and bread. It's an excellent food. You love crispy thin crust? Good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, occasionally a deep dish, occasionally, you know, hand tossed. I get that, like, those are nice. But if I'm gonna eat pizza, I'm gonna try and get it thin and crispy with as much toppings as I can. Have I watched Bob's Burgers? I have not. My daughter has. And she came home from my sister's house and was talking about how funny it was. And my sister had to be like, also not appropriate for kids, even though her kids and my kid were watching it, which she knows it's not gonna bother me, but very interesting. Too much bread. I do find that sometimes flat, but you are also very carnivore, so I get that perspective. Hammer, you have a great Chicago Tavern style pizza joint down the road that you haven't had in a couple months. Make it happen. Make it so. Have a break. We've already been doing this here for like a minute, so time for something nice. And if y'all are into the resolutions thing, like, more power to you. I'm not sure they're real healthy for a lot of people, just mentally and emotionally, because after the first month and you break your butt doing something new and then you're exhausted and you stop, you feel bad about it. Not saying that that's any of you or me, because I don't make resolutions anymore, but I feel like you need to just baby step towards what's good. Yeah? And if pizza today is good, do it. Bob's Burgers is on par with The Simpsons in terms of mature content. So the parents will be laughing when the kids don't get everything, but for the most part, it's going to make my kid even sassier. So, cool. You resolve to drink more. Flat, doable. Doable if you're you. I mean, my not resolution, but perspective on the year is just exactly the opposite. So that's fun. Resolution, same every year, don't die. Excellent, JP, well done. That I can get behind. Don't do it. Don't die again this year. Well done. There's an episode of Bob's Burgers where one character is making animal paintings, but every painting is just the animal butthole. Yes. Oh no. I have a butthole-less cat. However will it survive? Everybody has to poop. There we go. Excellent. All right. You'd miss JP. We would all miss JP. JP can't die. Not for a bit. Let's all make our New Year's resolutions. Don't die this year. Meet here again next year. And throughout the year, hopefully. I would love to see all throughout the year. But if nothing else, make sure that you let me know as your Twitch mom that you're not dead. And then I won't worry. I mean, I'll worry, but you know. Yeah, I think Zara, that's kind of the idea, is there's a lot of like that kind of humor. But my kid was saying something about so-and-so who was dating. There was like relationship drama humor. And it was a little bit like, that's a horrible thing, or that's a terrible idea. I don't remember what it was though, of course. So you do resolutions, but it isn't to do full on at the start of the year. It's to work your way towards the goal through the year. A big goal is not stressed about them because it's just little bites at a time. That, I think, is the best way to do it, Hammer. I think a lot of people do, like, I have to be all in, and then they burn out, which I'm real good at that. So I don't need any more practice. So just like, hey, by the end of the year, this. So, hey, by the end of the year, I'll have a novel written. I have 11,000 words. I'll be all right. I'm doing all right. I might hate it, but that's basically how I feel about everything I've ever written. So that's okay. I know how to handle it. So yeah, baby steps, right? You just finished your first book, Flatspin? Do tell. It's definitely not a kid show, maybe teenagers. Zora, that's why my kid likes it. She was like, now I'm going to go read another one. Oh, you finished writing or reading your first book? Yeah. Go read another one. I read a series. I like shotgunned a series I thought it was 6 books, but it was 5. And it's a collection of short stories, and the 6th actual book will be out later this year. But right at the beginning of the year, like in the first couple days. So I guess I needed a break. As long as I can see that I'm making steps, I'm fine with it. Just got to be honest with myself. Exactly. I think, like we say a lot, right? Authenticity is the biggest part of that. So if you're like, this resolution is no longer valid. Huh, baby?
Happy Harry Potter.
Happy Harry Potter. Wait, show them the embroidery. She's no longer a Hufflepuff, but I didn't know that when I made it for her, so she gets a Hufflepuff robe.
And now I need a Gryffindor robe.
I think you're going to be a Huffledore. Flatspin says, very nice.
Hi, Flatspin. What you can see with me, I'm going to go play Among Us now.
Go play Among Us.
I'm going to go backstab Dad.
What?
I said...
And then you did the double barrel.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I have a VOD. Can't have too many Harry Potter robes. True. One for each house, just depending on how you're feeling.
Dusseldorf?
Dusseldorf. Yes.
Dusseldorf. It's Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. Oh, yeah. We love how he claps. Very.
I found a meme of it.
Yes, you did.
I sent this to you.
You sent it to me?
Yeah, it was
I didn't see it.
I'm going to go play Among Us now.
Okay, bye. All right, the oven is ready. I'm just gonna fix as many potential issues with the cat butt as I can. That one's upside down, but I'm not brave enough to flip it. So In we go for 18. And now Vivate. You think the last book you read was Hatchet by Gary Paulson in the 6th grade? I know that one, right? Is that the one where the kid's in the plane and it goes down and he has to survive? That one? I know that one. Brian's Winter, don't know that one. Yeah, that's it. It is a good book. It's stuck with me since then. And I generally tend to remember good books, which means most of like the fluffy romance stuff like the series I shotgunned earlier this month it doesn't stick with me because it's fluffy and I read it to be fluffy and brainless. But like some of the good stuff sticks for a long time. Phantom Tollbooth was really good too. Milo. I read Tollbooth, not Toolbooth. That's a whole different story. Yeah, no, that was good too. There is a book that I read in elementary grades. I didn't do 5th, 6th, and 7th in the US. So, but I don't think it was a Scottish book. I think it was before I left. And there was a cave that this character walked into, and it had these stepping stones. And when you went on the stepping stones, it was like a portal through time or space or both. And I can't find it, and no one can tell me what it is. And I've tried so many different times on forums, like all over Reddit, like this book, and I can't find it. So if you know what I'm talking about, please tell me. Boro, the cookies are in the oven. We have 16 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll find out soon. You like Dante's Inferno? No, now you work there. Dante's Inferno is good. It's really good. There are parts of it that I felt were a little bit of a slog, but it was worth reading. Reading the Narnia series to your kids. It's true, Zoro. It's really good. I love that one so much. Beowulf, also excellent. Also excellent. If you listen to it or read it in the Old English? Is it Old English or... It is. It's so cool. We did part of that transcript as in one of my classes in school was it's called textual editing, but it was reading old manuscripts and how they changed and shifted over time because people would copy them wrong, make these mistakes, that kind of thing. So we looked at a lot of old stuff like that, and it was really good. Anything by Edgar Allan Poe, true. Iliad and the Odyssey, excellent. She actually is going to start those next week by her own choice. So that's going to be lit / history / no, just lit and history. I love Edgar Allan Poe. Huck Finn is okay. I know it's a classic. It's fine. I read it once in high school, and I read it in grad school once, and it was fine. It's because I had to do a survey class, a 400 level, a senior level class for American literature because I needed an elective, and they didn't have any other electives at the grad level, so I just audited that one and got the credit or whatever. So we went through a lot of those books. Lysian's Book Club. I should do that. Hey, maybe on Fridays I'll do a book club instead of baking. That'd be fun. Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Absolutely, Daniel. Read all of them. And then there are so many people taking that, like the continued adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and they're writing in Doyle's style, and they have good mysteries. I love a murder mystery. So there are a lot of those. Even if you've read Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's real ones, there are a lot of extended ones. I read Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys throughout elementary school, devoured them, and the Boxcar Children. Wouldn't go back to them again, just because they served their purpose then, but I mean, talk about formulaic, especially Nancy. Like, I learned a lot of stuff. I learned about black walnut for some reason. Don't remember what I learned, but I learned of its existence and that kind of thing. Oh, Theater Tech has already come through with a possible link. Let me see if that is the book we are talking about. Your Iliad memories. I, a super long Greek name, son of super long Greek name, have traveled to place with super long Greek name. Accurate. Completely accurate. And if you, like, we're going to read it from the Greek, but if you read the Roman names, some of them are even worse than the Greek names. It's like, well, I don't think that's what you were doing. It is not Outlander. Thank you, Theater Tech. It is not. I have read the first Outlander book. It was fine. I cannot get behind a series where a woman would deliberately get pregnant in that era when she could come back to her home era and not die of everything. Also, they didn't have plumbing. Hot Scottish guys aside, no plumbing, sorry. We gotta go back. Dr. Seuss, for sure, Mercury. Seuss is pretty good, though. You read Curious George? Hey man, you can't knock Dr. Seuss. Clever, clever guy. One of my favorites though is I've Lost My Mind by Dr. Seuss. It's the one where it's the Dr. Brown. It's not How Now Brown Cow, is it? It has all of the onomatopoeia words in it. It has like zip zap zup or something. It's got a lot of those. It was super fun to read to Momo. We had the board book of it. Doc Brown heavy, right? Different one, different one. I do love the Back to the Future movies though. I don't know how they'll hold up. Did we watch the first one with the kiddo? I don't think we did. I feel like they could hold up pretty well. That'd be fun to have a book club. Stream the book club. Come and talk about all your stuff. Come and talk about whatever book you read. You just watched them over the weekend. They held up pretty well. Good. I would hope so. I mean, giving time travel the opportunity means the era in which it was filmed and takes place makes more sense even after that era, right? So you still can go back to it and be in it in a way that's meaningful, even though the future that they live in the future movies is not really related to ours. Yeah, no flying DeLorean. 80s nostalgia. Yeah. Yeah, there's like that. There's 90s nostalgia in a couple of movies, like the last two Harry Potters that are the 7th book. And like Napoleon Dynamite is full of 80s and 90s nostalgia, but every time I read about if it's meant to be that way, they say, no, it's like it takes place in modern day. And I'm like, it does not. So I don't know who to talk to about that. I do love Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, right? Oh, wait, by Ernest Cline, right? They made it into a movie though, and I haven't seen the movie. I read that book. I am in a book club. It's both. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was super good. And to ruin the whole thing for everybody when he had that extra life, oh my God, it was so good. Like, pull it way back from, the earlier plot and you're like, oh crap. And then like, it was amazing. Anyway, love that one. Armor by John Stakely. Is that the one, the powered suit of armor, and it has the guy who is a prince who's like abdicated his throne? I feel like I've read that one. Am I close, Zorro? I feel like that's it. There's a series, or it's part of a series, but we didn't end up reading more than that. The book club I'm in, I have been in since probably before 2010. So it's been a while and we've read a lot of books. Stephen King is good. So actually my mother-in-law just sent me a link today that said she's reading Stephen King's Fairy Tale and she thought it was quite good. I know Stephen King is a great author. I don't read horror. Don't ask me to. You can, I'm just gonna say no. And that will be fine. But I know he writes fantasy, like Dark Tower stuff, and I haven't read any of it, but I might try Fairy Tale. I did read it. That was a surprise ending. I ruined it for everyone. This is the thing. If I've read a book once, I'll remember exactly like what I spewed out. Oh, like there was this thing, and then it turns out that, because that's what grabs me. But if I've read it more than once, I'll actually have details for you, like names. Like I couldn't tell you the name of anybody in any book. Like I get real stuck there. Whitley Strieber, don't know. Don't know any of them. Sorry for everyone I ruined it for. Liz remembers a book badly. That would be my series. A friend of mine's wife is from Bangor, Maine. She used to run into him all the time when she was a teenager. Yep. Authors are people. We can be authors and we're people. It's amazing. I think that's super cool. I probably would fangirl over authors more than anybody else. Just because I'm like, you built this world. It was delicious. I love you forever. And he was a giant green bush once too. I don't know what that means. Creep show? Don't know. Oh, I was gonna say, an old movie. Now, nope, thanks. There is, I love that some authors are doing Patreons, and so I have a Patreon to one of my favorite authors whose dialogue is the pinnacle of dialogue writing. It's just so real, and it's fantastic. So, Big Fish is an awesome movie. That has Ewan McGregor in it, right? If it's the one I'm thinking of, it was a good movie. Very magic realism style. No one knows Creepshow. Maybe they do and they just don't want to say. I don't know though. It sounds awful. Leslie Nielsen, Ed Harris, Stephen King. Oh. I like Leslie Nielsen's humor. Is it funny though, or was it creepy? All right, I'm starting to smell the shortbread. 7 minutes. This is the thing about shortbread. It's a longer, slower bake. I'm gonna peek. Oh, wow. It is creepy. It's Stephen King. I have not read The Road by Cormac McCarthy, Zoro. I should, but I have not. Definitely with Obi-Wan in it. Yeah, exactly. Hey, so the cookies didn't make it. I guess I should just pull them. But that's a bit of a shock because that should not have happened. Viggo Mortensen, he's good as, what's his face? Lord of the Rings, you know who I'm talking about. Pew Pew guy. Falls in love with what's her face. Well, they're already in love, whatever. Reading the Road felt like being on a roller coaster. In a good way or not? All right, so, diagnose. What the heck happened? Generally, I'd say too much butter, but it's exactly as much butter as it was supposed to have. Fat cat butts, unrecognizable cat butts. No, cats that have been through a steamroller. So this is what used to happen with my oatmeal raisin cookies. That's why when we made them yesterday, I was very excited because usually they would pancake like this and be a sheet of sugary stuff, and it tasted fine, but it's not a cookie. This is not a cookie. It's a roulade or something. If you squint, you can see that they're cat butts. Yes, you can. In fact, saying roulade made me think maybe I should just roll it all up together. It's done because it's thin, because it's flattened out, so it doesn't need any more heat. Man, I gotta do something else. What do I gotta do? It's crazy. Oh, rouladen. Yeah, I know. Speaking of, the savory one, I'm gonna make that next week or the week after, before the end of the month. So promise flat spin, I will. But what even is this? They're golden brown. It's very nice. You can't overmix butter, though. Like you literally cannot. So ja, das ist gut. So I'm shocked. Wow. Tastes good. Yep, tastes really nice. Tastes like shortbread with a hint of orange, mostly butter. Arrowblade, hello, welcome in. We've just destroyed a recipe, apparently. And I'm trying to figure out how. Okay, so here's technically what happened. I know this is true. I just don't know why. The butter melted out. Usually the structure of the flour is fine to keep it cohesive. Yeah, we don't know. These were cat butts. I will show you. I will find my cutter. I bet it's in here. Yep. These started out this size and shape. And then they decided that they wanted to become pancakes instead of cat butts. Here's what I have to do. I don't have to. Should I make another batch with the not homegrown, not grown, I don't grown wheat. I don't grown wheat or grow wheat. Let me start over. Should I make shortbread cookies with store-bought wheat. I messed up again. With store-bought flour. The difference between these and what I usually make was that I ground my own flour. Nothing else was different other than putting rosemary and orange zest in, which literally could have no effect on it. Or should I just stand here and eat a tray of butter and sugar and flavors? It's healthy because it has home ground flour in it. Those are crazy, you guys. Excuse me. This is the frustrating part, right? Nothing should have happened this way. This is like, now I have to be all sciencey about it and go, okay, well, the only variable that changed was the flour, so it must be, but why? Why would that happen? It makes no sense. Sneaks back in like he was here the whole time. Hey guys, no, it's cool. I know what's going on. You never have to stay. Yeah. Very sneaky. None of y'all are ever obligated, anything in that word's vein, to hang out when you have other stuff to do. Don't even worry about it. You just might not know why cat butt is not cat butt anymore. Usually with fresh milled flour, the opposite would happen, right? Yeah, it was almost a little bit dry when I put it all together. I thought, yeah, maybe it would be a little bit floury. Yes, there's a higher fat content in freshly milled flour because it has the whole grain in it, which the fat's usually taken out when you put it into the packet on the shelf because that's not shelf stable. Wait, I'm waiting. Not for long, Tech Theater. Theater Tech, I cannot get you right. Can you please change your name for me? I'm just kidding. If you tell me your real name, I'll call you by that. Although maybe I'll screw that up too. So don't even do that if you don't need to. Thank goodness. That's not short. It's not shortbread. In fact, you are right. It is deconstructed shortbread that wanted to be a pancake when it grew up. Tastes like shortbread. Did not behave like shortbread at all. Graininess, Soro. Not per se, not what I would call like grainy, you know, like I'm not noticing like the seed coat, like the bran layer or anything like that in there. I kind of want to say it's a little bit chewier than normal shortbread, but I don't think it is. I think that's just me thinking it should be because it's flat. Definitely not getting any chunks. So it's not like bitty. You know how shortbread falls apart and has a little bit of chew to it? This is past the falling apart. It's already fallen apart before I even got there. So you're not getting that lovely. I did say I'd start calling you Tech. I should do that. Thank you. Thank you for remembering that I made empty promises. I will try to. Thank you very much, Tech. It's cool the KitchenAid grinder seems to work pretty well though. Did I sift it at all? I did not sift it because I was hoping to get all of the benefits of all of the bits. I could, right? And then that would probably give me something more like AP flour with less seed coat and stuff in it. But I have no problem with the texture within the cookie. Only yeah. Also, are you insane? Do you have any idea how long it took you to come with that? I've ruined everything for you. I'll call you Triple T. T3. Too many T's, indeed. All of the alliteration assonance. Alliteration. I got it right. Okay, so cookies. Not cookies. I have a feeling that as these cool, they're not going to get that much more cohesive. So I'm having to squeeze all the crumbs together to pick them up now because it's still really delicate. But you can bet I'm going to eat the whole thing. This whole thing, not the whole plate of that's a lot of butter. Probably should not eat that. Also, the rosemary did not come through. It was not enough. So it's just super faint. I like strong flavors. I like black coffee. I like Guinness. I like, you know, put flavor in there. It has subtle orange and subtle rosemary. So for subtle people who like subtle pancakes, I would be just great. Butter's good for you though. Am I doing Scottish shortbread soon? What do you want me to do for Scottish shortbread? Because I don't have a press, so I can't do that kind. So what kind do you want to see, and I will do it. I mean, if I can do the roll it out, cut it into the little bars, dock it with a fork, and we'll call it good, then I can do that for sure. Just fork it, yeah. Okay. I could do that. Maybe I'll do a redemption in the shortbread. Redemption and actually do the Scottish way. What, you don't fork things? Doesn't sound wrong at all. Sounds super fun. All right, I got my greasy little fingers from all of that delicious butter. Sometimes you can't take me anywhere, Tech. All right, I'm gonna do a proper version of it and see what we get. You know what? I'll do your proper shortbread right now, if I have enough butter. Oh boy. Well, I have a lot of cream cheese. I have butter in the freezer. Somewhere. Yay, butter. Oh no, I bought salted butter? That's weird. Okay. Fine. I am here tomorrow. I should be here tomorrow. Depends if I do book club tomorrow. Starting a book club. Let's go. I should be, God willing, so. However that goes. But here we go. I will restart and we'll do shortbread for reals. Attaboy, hello. Thank you so much for the sub. How are you? That's so sweet of you. How are you doing? I was thinking about you because our Atlas channel in Discord is like grayed out and not working. And I thought, oh, we were all playing and then we just didn't. We're playing other things now. I hope you're doing well, by the way. Like recovering and everything. Book club, you gonna read to us? I can do that. Do you want me to? Am I soothing? Can I be a soothing voice? That'd be unique and interesting, right? Let's do 2 minutes at 30%. That was my mom's trick all the time. That's frozen though, so who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna clean this off. As sad as it makes me, it's gotta go. You know that I don't love to do this, but I also don't believe in feeding people things that I would choose not to eat as well. Like I ate that whole cookie, but it wasn't a cookie, it was, am I a bit of a purist, maybe? Thank you, Attaboy. Thank you, Daniel, for supporting the Trevor Project. I appreciate you so much. We're getting so close. And you guys have been instrumental and amazing, and I will say the thing I always say, which is that the Trevor Project supports I can't say anything. LGBTQIA plus individuals who are at a much higher risk for suicide. And as that has touched our family in multiple ways, I really appreciate y'all being able to support a group that is working so strongly against more people taking their own lives. Attaboy. What did you just do? Oh my, what? Oh. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. The gift subs, that's so wonderful. Gaddafi, Tech Op, Blue Streaker, I don't know that. John, JP. Executive decision time, you're making pizza happen. Do it, Hammer, do it. Pizza equals yes. Very, very generous, Ada. Thank you. I could cry on every stream from here on out. That'd be great. Gaddafi. So funny. Read to us, but you have to do different voices for the characters. Daniel, you're gonna kill me. Oh my God. I use that loosely, you know. I'm not great at many accents. Now, my child is. And maybe I should get her to do that. That'd be fun. I could try. It would be silly. If you wanna hear me goof off quite a bit doing accents that I can't do, that'd be perfect. Speaking of, the child is super into Harry Potter, as you can tell by the fact that she was wearing her Hufflepuff robe. And earlier she goes, hey, when we have to do school, because of course we have to do school, because if I don't teach her stuff, then I'm not doing my legal duty or my job. She goes, can we play like we're at Hogwarts? And I was like, sure, whatever. And she goes, you have to be McGonagall. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I can kind of do Scottish accent, but Maggie Smith's, like, I can't. She's so good. I mean, it's her normal, like, one of her normal accents that she's, you know, done. But I felt so intimidated. In the immortal words of Ozzy Osbourne, no more tears. Yeah. That's okay, though. It's okay when we cry. I say when, not if, because if you're not crying every so often, you might look into that. It's very cathartic. I'm stirring butter, in case you wanted to know. I melted the heck out of it, so now I've got to equalize the temperature. Attaboy is the man. He is the legend. There's wisdom and clarity and sadness that should not be ignored. Very true, Zorro. Absolutely agree. And I will say that, at least in American culture, expressing grief is done very poorly and usually looked down upon in some usually subconscious way. And finding a way out of that into something that's healthy, especially with grieving, but even within, you know, sadness or regret or whatever, usually is related to grief though. It really changes things. It really changes how we can feel about ourselves, you know, and deal with the hard things that can happen. Not a crier. All right, Hammer, you don't have to. Just saying you could and it'd be okay. It is technically good for you. So there's that. But yeah, not everybody is. I wasn't really until, I would cry when I got mad. And that was really it until I got pregnant. And then if you haven't been pregnant, because you can't or won't, totally fine. But if you know somebody who's been pregnant, you know what I'm talking about. Everything. Just weird. Like watch a commercial, cry. Eat a hamburger, cry. It's fine. Totally normal. But ever since then, the floodgates have been open for me, so. Wait, who made me cry? No. Well, Wooly yesterday. And, who else was there? I'm so sorry, you guys. One of you was there. I mean, several of you were there. But it was just, you know, we were talking about health and self-care and encouragement, and I felt very strongly about it. You only hide your emotions when it's around people you don't want to know your business. Well, sure, Mercury, like, they don't deserve to know the, you know, the depth of how you're feeling if they're not in your circle. So that's fair. Don't cry at work. People will get freaked out. I mean, but sometimes you got to cry at work because it's terrible. You don't know that it's positive, but you're just not. No, it's okay to be how you are. It is okay. It's just interesting because I think it's a really good release. You can release in a ton of other ways, like some in the gutter, you know what I'm talking about. We're not going to talk about those, but maybe on my After Dark stream, which is never going to happen. But there are different ways to get that out. But crying is a super efficient and very physically functional and very like inbuilt thing. You will find that you can cry if somebody punches you hard enough, I think. Maybe that's just me. I'm sorry I'm making your idea. You got the sorbet going. All good. Zora, your wife was pregnant and crying watching the dog whisper. Oh, for sure. This dog has made so much progress. It's those things you're like, I'm rooting for you. it will be something totally fictional. I know it is not real in any way. And I'm like, it's so great. They're just like opening up and they're following their dreams. Like, yeah, that definitely can confirm. You need to stop getting good ideas from me. What can I say? I'm just awesome. No, people would understand if you're crying at work, right, Mercury? Yeah. After dark stream, please. Maybe. You had to go to the store and buy lemons. Of course you did. You need the freshest of the lemons for the sorbet. All right. Butter's cooled down a little bit. Texture might still be iffy, but hopefully it won't melt. We'll see. I mean, it will melt, but you know what I mean. It won't melt the same way. I got my fork all buttery. What was I thinking? Everything's fine. I need the other silpat. That's what I was going down here for. But I don't need it in the tray. Let's get this together. And get our 50 grams of flour. No, this is sugar. Different. It's 50 grams of sugar. Hello, John. Yes, and thank you again, Ada. As John said, you're full of twisted steel and sex appeal, but when I gotta take a Band-Aid off too. Cute. It's okay to cry if you take your Band-Aid off. Is that a quote, or did you just make that up? Because that's awesome. Either way, it's awesome. It's totally fine. All right, butter and sugar. I guess I have to reheat the oven. How you doing, John? How was your work day? What are you up to? Does it still show you ads? It should not. Oh, hey, answer me, but also this. I didn't know about the follower emoji thing until I made a new emoji today, which is kind of terrible. Go check it out. But all the followers now should have 5 emojis available. 4 of them are my normal grape guy, and then 1 of them is a new one. So yesterday when I was in Hippie Wayfarer stream, after we raided Mama Huevos, I had to shut everything down for a minute. It was a little bit of a rough evening for no reason. It's just fine, happens. But I did go back up. Hey, Lordy, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. That's amazing. I have mods in here. Could someone shout out Lordy for me, please? So good to see you. How have you been? Happy New Year. Rivet, hello. I'm stirring something. I'll show you. I'm all over the place. Oh, but I was saying I have follower emotes now, so you can use those. Iocane powder. Hello, how are you? Yay, there we go. Oh, Ada has sub. Well, yeah, of course you have a sub emote. Battery's dead? The battery's dead. How did the battery die? Well, it's not dead right now, but it's flashing. It is dying. Somebody unplugged my... Haha. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Oh my gosh. This is my mic charger. It was not plugged in all night. They're dying. This happened once before. I assume the same culprit was involved. How can I... it's dead again. May. Is it letting, yep, okay. All right, well, I'm attached to this now. Let's see how that goes. No? So, you can hear me though. You can hear me? Okay, and you do several electronics. We got bacon. We'll do bacon soon. I promise. I used bacon grease yesterday in my cookies. I'm afraid of moving now because I am attached to the laptop. Okay, let me scroll back up because that is funny. So I don't know if the receiver is going to die as well, but as long as I have levels, I'll be fine. So yes, Irish occasionally unplugs stuff from that USB port. We have a plug that has the USB jacks in it, and he must have plugged something in there and not replugged it. That's what happened last time. That's okay. It does. Oh, I had to unplug my mouse. I was like, why is my mouse not working? You can probably activate your laptop mic. I was thinking that, Iocane. I was going to actually turn on this camera's microphone since it's right here. It's probably terrible quality. But let's see if this works. Although I can't use my mouse now. Oh no. Y'all. Okay. Chat, no, pause due to scroll. I want to see chat. I'll have to plug this into the hub. I'll have to see if I can. Okay, hang on. Y'all are so patient. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right, let me see if they'll let me scroll now. Yes, I have a mouse. Okay. Okay, so I see levels. I think you can hear me. I'm just going to push on with the shortbread. But yeah, if the receiver dies, because it would have to be here. HP Link S micro dongle is up and ready. Okay. Well, so what were we in the middle of? Thank you, Lordy, for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I'm Liz. I'm baking. The oven is ready. What did you guys do? What did you make? I'm gonna get my flour. It's all the way over here. Everything's fine. Okay, somebody say something in chat because I'm worried now. You had crab legs today and Swedish tea cake. Ooh, tell me, what is Swedish tea cake? It sounds delightful. You went all out. That sounds amazing. That does. How fun. I like crab legs. I don't usually get crab legs, but I do love them. Yum. Oh, Swedish. That's not the one that looks like a princess dress, is it? It's a dome shape. That one's really neat. I need to make that some point. Okay, 140 of commercial flour, blah, blah, blah. It's a yeast dough with a fruit filling. Ooh, like a cinnamon roll, and then shaped into a wreath. I do know what you're talking about. That is that. Yes, that wasn't what I was thinking of, but I have seen that before. That's so great. And it turned out really well. It sounds amazing. I'm making shortbread because I made shortbread, and it didn't work, and so I'm making it again. It didn't work because, for some reason, fresh milled flour, which I'm making as of this year because I got a flour mill for Christmas, caused the entire cookies to pancake out completely, to just spread out like pancakes on my baking sheet. They were delicious, but they were not cookies in any way. So they're in the trash can, which I try to avoid, but they were not salvageable, unfortunately. So we're remaking it properly with no extra flavors, with no orange zest and no fresh rosemary, and we'll just see what we get. Because if I have lost my ability to make a simple shortbread, I'm going to quit streaming for a month. I very much doubt I have lost my ability to make shortbread, thankfully. So, all right. Let's put this on here and roll it out. Just like last time. There's a little bit of flour on the bottom. That's fine. We'll roll it in. Everything is awesome. You know what? I don't usually chill it, but surely chilling it, that would be the weirdest if it was a temperature issue. I just don't see that happening. Not physics-wise anyway. If they turn out good but lack of flavoring, maybe topped with icing sugar. Very good, John. Excellent point. Yes. I mean, I like the flavor of shortbread anyway, but these were supposed to, yeah. I was doing fancy. Getting the flavor. I mean, icing sugar into a glaze where I would put like some orange juice in there would also be nice. I do usually, I mean, you guys tell me what you think, but generally I like shortbread by itself. I think it's just generally nice by itself. So that's usually how I go. But I mean, honestly, like if you look at my recipe here, I've got, you add 5 grams of chai spice to 200 grams of flour for a chai cookie shortbread. You sub honey for sugar 1:1 for honey shortbread. Lemon cardamom, you put lemon zest and 5 grams of cardamom. Like I've obviously put flavors in my shortbread before. A lot. Goes well with a cuppa. Yeah, it truly does. Yes, it does. Although we got some stroopwafels at the Costco. And I've been really, I can't walk over to the sink now. Oh well, towel gets ruined. I've really been enjoying a stroopwafel on my tea or coffee. So there's that. How did the cat rumps turn out? Terribly. We're not doing the cat butts this time. We are instead making more of a classic shortbread. So I'm redoing the fail on the assumption that for some reason, even though it shouldn't have, my freshly milled flour was at fault. So we'll roll these out, bake them, and see what happens. But I will do it, as Tech says, properly. Wonder how much matcha would work in shortbread? Like how much you'd have to add? Because I'm doing about a teaspoon of flavor, 5 grams, for the bigger batch. Excuse me. This is a 2/3 batch, just because the original one had 12 tablespoons of butter, and this one has 8, but 8's a stick of butter, so it's easier that way. So I would still put about a teaspoon in, but matcha's pretty strong, so I don't know. It wouldn't be bad though. Chai's pretty strong. Just curious how it would taste. Like grass. I don't do a lot of matcha. I just like other stuff better, you know. But it would be good. It'd be nice and strong and green and a little bit, like a tiny bit of astringency, right? Well, like matcha, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's true. I mean, you don't usually pair matcha with butter. So, all right, we're gonna do. Tech, tell me if I'm wrong. But we're gonna do, if this is the classic Scottish shortbread wedges, rustic, as it were. This was how we used to do it. I want to thank you all again for your patience with my microphone problem. That was not unprecedented, but should not have happened. I should have checked my tech before, huh? We've got lots of ducks and little ducks. I'm just making patterns for the fun of it now. There we go. All right. Let's bake it. One of those bad boys with Yorkshire tea, splash of milk. I don't drink milk in my tea. But if I were putting anything in it, it would for sure be cream. So, haha. But no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, just a lovely little milky tea. Get that in my mouth. That reminds me of Mike Myers doing Fat Bastard, Get in My Belly. It's such a good character. Mike Myers, in my mind, granted he's Canadian, can do a pretty good Scottish accent. I think his dad was Scottish, so like he's pretty legit. I enjoy his rendition. No milk and tea. I know I am a horrible person. I just like it. I like it black. Hey, Warrior Queen, thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you're doing well. Do I punch cute animals? You don't know me. Don't judge me. It is one of those things. I get no amount of crap for black tea. Like black coffee, way less so. Some people are like, whatever. Yeah, fine. But black tea, man, I feel like I'm the only person who drinks hot black tea with literally nothing in it. And I love it to death. So, just put weirdo right across here. It's fine. I can't tidy up because I will lose my microphone. I'm going to hang right here. Literally the cord. I can go this far before I start pulling the laptop off the countertop. So, cool. Sorry with dad and mom right now. Here but not here. Oh, no, girl. It's totally fine. Thank you. No, I really appreciate the lurk. I was asking Tibbs earlier how you were. But with your parents, that's super cool. Well done. I bet you leave the shopping cart in the parking space and wear socks with Crocs. Neither of those are true, John. You don't know me anymore, do you? I always put the cart back. Always. Look, it's just an endearing quirk, okay? That's like I get one pass, and it's gonna have to be tea with nothing in it. No honey, no sugar, nothing. Good times. That's okay. I mean, some people actually cook their steak until it's brown all the way through. What's wrong with them, you know? People are weird. Where were we? Was I watching something? Talking about steak. And it might have actually, so I watched Captain Puffy. Sugar and tea is worse, to be fair. People who do that need to be weeded out. I won't disagree. And sweet tea in the South is a thing, and it's always iced and it's always super sugary, and I cannot. But so many people can. They love it. So, I think it was in Captain Puffy's stream. She's DSMP, former Dream SMP, maybe still, but player. And so I know her through Momo's obsession with the Dream SMP. And she has a very lively chat. Seems to be a lovely person, but has a very active chat because she's got all the people in there. And they were talking about steak, and someone said, well, if you don't cook it till it's brown all the way through, then you're, a terrible person or whatever. And I didn't type anything, but I did have a small discussion with the screen right there. Like, that's not even reasonable. So many people are daywalkers. Okay, so my mouse is working. Everything's working. Everything's fine. Yes, so we could make a list of all the criteria to be a reasonable human in terms of culinary and libational exercises, and we would all be a little bit off. So we're all in it together, being weirdos. I can't put the dishes away. Like, they're right there. I'm not good tethered, you guys. I need to be free. Here, what if I'm so worried the transceiver is going to come out. Here we go. I'll plug it in here, and then I'll just be like, look, it's going to be ridiculous. Oh, you can't see. Here, look. That's the lappy, and this is the transceiver, or the receiver, I guess, and then here's my mic. So that's silly. Oh, I messed up my camera angle again. I'm a terrible person. Nope, that's not right. Why did I let me on Twitch? This is what we were trying to make, though. Hello, Mort. How are you? It's been a while. Good to see you. We have a high-pitched buzz. It's because I'm plugged in. Okay, I'm going to move it. Did that fix it? Thank you for letting me know, John. That's uncomfortable. I bet it was because I had it plugged in and they were right there. Fixed it. Okay, well then that's fine. We'll definitely go after we see if this shortbread has failed, because that thing's gonna die any minute, I believe. Oh wow. Stream Elements is that far behind on Warrior Queen's Lurk? Everything is ruined. Everything's fine. All right, well, let's see if our shortbread comes out in a few minutes, and then we'll go see somebody else, if there's somebody else out there. But thank you guys for all being here and hanging here. Guys and girls and people who identify themselves in any particular way, whatever you'd like. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me and watching me ruin shortbread and try to make more. While my microphones ran out of power because of Irish, I blame him. Actually, let's try this. I made a scapegoat macro. Oh, I meant to make it play a sound. It didn't make, oh, okay, I gotta fix that. All right, note to self. Happy New Year to you, Mort. I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you. I'm still a terrible streamer in 2023, but that's okay. We're doing it. It's great. So, we're waiting on shortbread. Oh, thank you so much for the biddies. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. You do not have to. I mean, you know that, though. You must give me bits to come into my chat, or else I will give you a dirty look. No way. How have you been? What have you been up to? Anything? Anything you want to share? We're doing well on the Trevor Project donation, if you can see at the top, so I'm very excited about that. I have some good things coming up. Hey, El Chosen. Hello, how are you? Thank you for the raid. Okay, I'm going to shout you out. Look at me, being a streamer. Let's see if it lags. It's been... Yep, okay, it's still broken. Awesome. Daniel, thank you. No, I should do that. When my hands are not covered in stuff and I can actually touch the keyboard, it is my responsibility. But thank you very much. You and John both, and Flat, wherever you are, as my mods. El Chosen, I saw you playing Dota. What were you playing this time? Something. I know, right? Obviously. We were living and enjoying life. Oh, I love that, Mort. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. Living life, enjoying it, all we can do, right? Dota in 7 days to die. Okay. So crazy, you say. Not the games I would play. So, but tell me more if you'd like. My pleasure, Mort. And we made shortbread, and it failed horribly, and it's in the trash can. And so now I'm making more to see if I can break it again, because shortbread is the easiest cookie to make ever. So if I can break it, something's going on. We'll see. We'll see in 9 minutes and 30 seconds if I've broken it.
Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined.
Truth. Thank you, Mort. It is true. Walking Dead survival game. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Yep. Would not play, but good for you. Daniel, were you playing that at one point? I know you play a lot of zombie games. Playing with people that like to cook and build, and you get to go out and kill zombies. I love when you have that group together. Oh, Klein. I mean, I called you Klein instead of Mort. It's because I was reading your handle. Thank you for 100 more bits. That's very, very kind. Thank you. You don't need to do that. It's totally great. But thank you. I like to play Minecraft that way. I'm like, I'll build a cave and furnish it and make paths to all the places you could possibly want to go, and you go out and you do the things. Although, I'm not bad at killing a bunch of stuff, so I should probably do that more. I don't know, I just like to be the homebody and be like, I'll do architecture, I'll do landscaping and, you know, city planning, and you go do what the actual game is for. So, that's good though. Okay, so it's a multiplayer. That's fun. The beauty of survival games, true. Yeah, there are a lot that have all those aspects too, so you're not just stuck like wave after wave of death. No, not for you, not a fan of surviving the real world is hard enough. Okay, Daniel, I wasn't sure because I guess I put it in the horror genre even though it's in the survival genre. And so, got you. It's part of it that doesn't work for you. The Venn diagram, you're on the one side. Got you. Speaking of, there's a game. We went to Target today. Kiddo has a birthday party, so had to buy some things for the people. And we saw a game called Venn at Target. They always have a really good game shelf. And I didn't look too closely at it because we were on a mission, but it sounded like it might be fun. Like a Venn diagram, kind of like have to figure out where they intersect. So I'll try and peek at it and check it out next time I go. But if any of y'all know about it, tell me what you think. Okay, I'm gonna peek. This is, we were at the 7-minute mark when I peeked last time. It's not a pancake yet. Things might be okay. You must retreat to the boudoir. Very nice. Thank you, John. I will eat a piece with some black tea in your memory. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Have a really good night. I asked you how work was, and either I missed it or you didn't answer, which is totally fine. But at some point, I want to check in with you on that. So hope it's still going really well. But for now, au revoir. Apparently, you can't use beef stew as a password. It's not strong enough. Mort, you're rocking it. Where's Boro? Boro, that's a one you need in your repertoire. Beef stew. It's not. I missed it during the tech issues. Okay. I'll scroll up. Don't you worry. I'm gonna do it now. In fact, you go on and go to sleep. Got to get your sleep, young man. Aha! I see it. But now I'm in scroll lock for some reason. I saw it and then I scroll locked out of it. Telling you, you cannot take me anywhere. I see. Okay. All right. I'm caught up on John then. Not constructive criticism. Yes. That sucks. You always knock on the fridge before you open the door. You never know if you're going to see a salad dressing. You're absolutely going to see a salad dressing in my fridge. It's very racy in there. I'm in Texas. We got ranch. Always have to have ranch. Actually, probably you have to have ranch in America in general. If you hate ranch, you let me know. It's fine. You probably eat steak that's cooked all the way through and don't put milk in your tea and are a terrible person. Hi, IAOS. How are you? Thank you so much for the follow. Well, so everybody who's still left from rating in with Lordy or El Chosen, thank you so much. I think I didn't give any of my normal info, which is very basic. I'm Liz. I stream 4 Central most weekdays. I like to bake. And you've seen the rest of it. You've seen my personality. So if you want to hang out, come back. You're welcome to. If not, that's okay. One of the days where you turn off the computer, grab your coat, and are glad. Yep, absolutely. Like, done with you people, done with this place. I get that. Well, today will be another day. And if you don't have to like kill anybody, the great. Silver lining. I hope it gets better. And I'm sure it will, but I feel that frustration. You dislike ranch, but you're an adult. It is, Mercury, that's true. It is the best way to get kids to eat vegetables, except that my kid hates it. Lucky me. Mort, what am I looking forward to in 2023? I will tell you. So this is the year, I don't do resolutions, but this is the year it felt like it was time for me to stop hating my writing and stop insisting that I was just meant to be an editor and never an author. So I'm going to write a novel, and I've written 11,000 words so far, and I have a lot to go. So I'm looking forward to that, because then when I'm done with it, even though I might immediately delete the whole thing, I will have done it. And I will have gotten off my butt and done something that I was certain in my teens that I would have accomplished already. So don't care how long it's taken, just like, I thought I was going to do that. Maybe I should, get it done. And then I can be done with it. If it turns out fine, good. If it turns out trash, also fine. At least I did it. So I'm very excited about that. You might never see it. It may never see the light of day. But it feels good to grab onto that. You didn't have to write a strongly worded letter. Exactly. Bake it easy. Thanks, John. So funny. Writing or typing? I am typing it. My handwriting is atrocious, if you would like to observe. I don't know where the focus is at this point, but this is my handwriting for no knead artisan bread using fresh milled flour that Zoro suggested. So no, I can't read that crap. I can read that, but I mean, like if I was to write a whole novel, oof, and I've been typing since I was little. We were one of the first people to have like a computer. I say it hesitantly because it's probably not true, but I had a computer very early on, more so than my peers. So I type fine. I guess you could add other goals towards to 2023. Another goal, yeah. Maybe I'll finish it and make a boat or buy a cow. Something, lots of things, just something to hold on to and be like, yeah, I did that. Cool, I can be done with it now, but I did it. So, check. Thank you, Mercury. Thank you, I appreciate that. It is exciting, and I had my normal reaction today of like, oh, this is trash. I should just delete everything, or I should go edit through it. I'm only on chapter 5. Like, no, you don't need to edit it yet. So I talked myself back down from all of the things that I've habitually done when I started to write, which stopped me from writing. And I'm getting through the bad habits and pushing them out of the way. That's important to me. I think just recognizing that I have a pattern that's not healthy, regardless, I mean, it's not hurting anybody, right? Me not writing a book. But just recognizing I've been holding me back. Not that, me. I have been holding me back. I can fix that. I can change that. I can let that go. It's going to be hard and take a lot of work and introspection, and I might just want to ignore it for a while, which is fine because I have a whole year. So that's my plan. If you have something like that in your life where you know it's you holding you back, because it's not really, I'm terrible at plot, but I can do it if I do, right? If I sit down and do it, I can do plot. I'm way better at world building, way better, because I like all the rules, internal rules and how they work, and like all the little cool secrets that you can put into a world that nobody's going to find out about, but they're there because they're awesome. That's the easy part for me. So if you have something you're holding yourself back from, take a sec and maybe just identify it now. Don't even do anything, but know what it is. Maybe you can have it in your pocket for later. Anything is holding you back. There is plenty holding me back. Okay, that was our timer, and this is our shortbread, and it is good. Okay, so for some reason, today, in my kitchen, fresh milled flour ruined shortbread. But that smells delicious, looks good, and is really hot. So let's give ourselves 10 minutes and then I will nibble some. Oh, I see what you're saying, Mort. Anything holding you back is you, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I can argue both sides of that, because there are things that there are probably people and processes in place in your life that you give agency for all the valid reasons. And so, yes, that's you making that choice. But sometimes they're necessary, right? And you get to choose what you think is necessary for your life and not, right? If it's not following the law, man, I do not condone that, but it is a choice you can make. We can all make those choices. So, fair point. So nice. Tech, is this proper? Scottish shortbread, are we cool now? We good? Still have my fork. See, I can't say it. You know what I was going to say. But only because I was being a goofball. And while it's really warm, I'm just going to poke along the lines so it becomes perforated. ish. Because it is lovely and crumbly, and it will crumble elsewhere if I don't necessarily reinforce the lines. I could use the pastry cutter too, which is what no, it wasn't a pastry cutter, it was a pastry scraper, which is very different. A pastry scraper to reinforce the lines too, but if I do it this way, there's less crumbling because there's less overall pressure, I think. This is me pretending I know about physics. All right, so we'll leave that to cool a little bit more. Seven minutes until I can eat this cookie. It'll be good though. I would look in the fridge, but I'm tethered. Try and figure out what we're gonna have for dinner after all. I think oh, we have tilapia. Should make tilapia. With Parmesan. Does that sound good? I like anything with Parmesan, basically. I should make Parmesan shortbread. Ooh, that'd be a little chewy though. It does make it quite chewy in like crusts and things, which is fine. Chewy cheese, can't argue with that. Sure, Warrior Queen, no problem. What I think I will do while we're waiting and see what's going on in food and drink, because we will just go pop over to somebody else's in a minute. Miss Molly must have just started. She's only got 8 people in there. She's a partner. She always has a ton. Dana's been on for an hour. Eda Dad's been on for 2 hours, and he's got pastry out. Yum. Pie crust, maybe? Sweet Annie's been on for an hour. Okay. Whale? We'll have to see. We did a raid. We did a no raid on Tuesday, and that felt a little bit funny. You have to be at work at 2 a.m., so you should get to bed. You should, Mercury. Absolutely. Get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, and have a good one. I appreciate you being here, as always. 2 a.m. is a horrible, horrible time to have to wake up. I mean, you're going to have to wake up earlier than that. So, yeah. Don't let me keep you up. But thank you for being here. I hope all of you are making dinner or thinking about dinner or having dinner. For me, it's almost dinner time, so. Good night, Mercury. The crumbs taste good. I left my stove on. I did. My oven. Same thing. I usually would dig into it about now, 5 minutes early, but it is just so tender. We'll watch it cool. I wonder if I can unplug for a minute. Okay. Oh, okay, so then I can plug this one in. Oh, it might make the horrible noise. Well, I still seem to have a voice, so I'm going to put a bunch of stuff in the sink while we watch our shortbread cool down. I remember way back when there were webcams and they were new and they were interesting. And there would be people who put a webcam like on an eagle's nest. That's more recent. Or like at the corner of a cross street or something. And people would literally just log in and watch things. So this is my webcam, obviously. You may watch my cookie get colder for the next several minutes, and that will be very much in the spirit of the late 90s and early 2000s. Look, you can watch something that's far away, and it's not on TV, it's on the internet. How fantastic. And then I can go back and forth. All of my dishes are wet. My poor dishwasher. I don't know if it is broken or if it just always has done this and it's getting worse, but everything on the top rack does not dry. So it gets to dry out on a towel overnight. But the rest of it we can put away. We can actually just keep plates out for dinner. Do y'all do that? Like put stuff from the dishwasher right back into use? Seems pretty effective. The stream's not over till Liz tastes the cookies. Kiddo gets to put those away. It's so funny. No other kids have to do as many chores as I do. Pretty sure that putting the utensils away is not as hard as... I haven't checked. Should I do a survey? Should I call all my friends and